everybody, welcome to the reading for February for the 12 astrological signs. I'm going to split this into two videos. So we're starting with Aries to Virgo, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Yeah, Aries to Virgo, and then the next one will be Libra to Pisces. So we're just going to look at what the month of February has in store for you guys. These are relevant for your Ascendant sign, or for your sun sign, or for wherever your moon is. So you can choose to listen to one, you can choose to listen to a couple, depending on how you want to make that work for you. I won't forget to put the timestamps down the bottom this time. So I'm going to do a 3-card spread for each of the 12 signs, and then we'll do an archetypal energy for each of the 12 as well. So we're good to go. Let's start with Aries. Aries for the month of February. Can't believe it's nearly February already. What do we got? We've got the 6 of Cups, the 5 of Cups, and the Magician. Okay, so you guys, we're looking at persevering with the change that's come your way, and to help you to persevere with this change that's come your way. You're being asked to draw on everything that you have within inside yourself. So you've obviously begun some kind of endeavor, whether it's a relationship, a new job, travel, some kind of endeavor that you've begun. It's potentially some kind of relationship, because we've got the cups here, which usually relate to our emotions and our interactions with other people. It could be a relationship with yourself, that you're learning about yourself, or that you're learning how to see yourself in another way, or learning how to care about yourself after a long time of giving your energy away to other people. So what we're looking at for the month of February is just persisting with being kind to yourself, persisting with this relationship, because there is going to be some kind of change around this situation, around this relationship. And what you can do within this is just think about using everything that you have within inside of yourself, all of your resources. You're clever, you have everything in balance, everything's harmonious within you. So if it means taking time out of the relationship, or taking time out of the situation to invest some energy back into yourself, perhaps it's time for you to go out into nature, perhaps it's time for you to do some kind of ritual, perhaps it's time for you to even go to counseling, or to see somebody, or get some kind of advice, spiritual advice, psychological advice, something to help you to persist with the change that's coming your way in regards to this. Because all the signs are there that if you can manage to help yourself to help this situation, you're going to get through it okay, and February's not going to be that big a deal. And everybody around you is going to be quite amazed and surprised at how you can actually handle this. So you are definitely being called on in February to draw on, to be really balanced within yourself in order to manage the change, this emotional change. You're being asked to look at all the aspects that make you who you are, whether whether if you're a spiritual person or not, if you're connected with your guides or not. But what you're being asked to do is to consider yourself as a complete human being, as a complete and perfect being, without having to draw on acceptance or support or validation from other people, because you already have all of this inside of you. And if you can just remember to take some time out in February to work on that within yourself, you will have the strength to help yourself overcome this emotional change, and to be persistent in whatever it is that you're trying to make happen for yourself. So the energy is around you. You do have strength. Sorry, that's shiny. It's a shiny card. You do have strength to draw on. If you're in any way inclined to believe in ancestor spirits, guides, your higher self, that's there for you to engage with, okay? Just remember that you are a complete and whole human being. You are a complete and whole spiritual being. Everything about you is perfect as it is. You're not trying to make yourself a different person. You're just trying to get back to the complete and whole being that you already are, okay? So that's just something for you to consider in the month of February. So that was for you guys, Aries. Let's look at Taurus. All right, Taurus. Taurus, you're involved in some kind of quest. Everything that you knew has been destabilized. You thought that you knew what was going on. You thought you knew where you stood, and you thought that you had built yourself up and given yourself some good foundations, solid foundations to be where you are at the moment. But it seems as though that's not quite what you expected it to be. If this is a relationship, or if this has to do with work or your career or studies, you felt as though you got yourself, like, maneuvered yourself into a position to advance from. But in February, you're going to find out that everything that you build is not quite as it seems, particularly if you're relying on other people's opinions or their input or their support. It may not necessarily come when you need it. So what it's important for you to remember in February is that you actually have the resources yourself to press ahead with this. Even though this is not as stable or supportive, this situation isn't as stable or as supportive as you'd imagined it was, you yourself can be your own champion and forge ahead with this, because as Aries already saw, you also are a complete and whole human being with inside yourself. You're a perfect spiritual being, and what you're doing is not creating a new you. You're actually just stepping into the perfect you that already exists. So the resources that you need are inside yourself in order to help you manage whatever it is that this change. It's going to be quite a dramatic change. You won't see it coming. It's going to come out of the blue, and it will be quite destabilizing. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You can forge ahead with this. You've actually probably had to encounter a similar situation in the past where you've had to go into battle for yourself. Spiritually, energetically, you have the power to overcome this setback. So don't be afraid. You're going to be called on to go into battle for yourself, but you already know how to do this, and you have the strength to do this. You actually don't need whatever this was that you built up that you thought you needed in order to get ahead. You don't really need this anyway, because you have it within yourself. This is just a little bit of an illusion. Maybe it was a little bit of a, what's the word? Something that you kind of, like a safety net or something. Feels like a bit of a safety net that you've built up. You don't need it anyway, okay? You have everything. You've trained to do this. You're ready to do this. You have the support around you to do this. People will come for you when it's necessary, but more to the point, you're actually going to come to yourself. You're going to find intuitively or instinctively, you're going to find this strength within yourself to overcome this little setback. If we look at, so this is interesting that you got this card. I was thinking about temperance today, and my the way that I was thinking about temperance is, if you've ever seen somebody forge a sword, and watch how they do that with the how they fold the metal and beat the metal, and every time they fold and beat, hang on, I'm getting interrupted, I'll be back. Sorry about that, I just got a delivery. But what I was saying with this is interesting, because I was thinking about this card and how when people create swords, like those really amazing, like expensive freaking like ancestral type swords, they beat the metal and they fold the metal and they beat the metal and they fold the metal. All along they know it's going to be a sword, and the sword is already kind of envisaged. The sword is just going through the process of becoming the sword, and in order to get stronger and be resilient and long lasting and a tool that will be handed down for generations, it has to go through that beating, tempering process. And that's what's happening for you in February. This setback is just another process where you're learning to engage your inner strength to overcome this, to become this tempered weapon that, you know, when you kind of step out of February, you're going to be this like really enhanced tempered, amazing, perfect thing that you're stepping into. Sorry, I've lost my words, but I thought that was a pretty cool analogy. All right, Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Let's do Gemini. What do you guys got going on, Gemini? This is for February. Okay. All right, Geminis, what's going on for you guys? You've got the Three of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. Radio, you guys are creating something. You're building something up and you're doing it quite creatively. You may have encountered a choice recently, but whatever it is, you're forging ahead and you're actually building on that. It feels like this is something to do with the material realm. So whether this is moving house or moving jobs or doing something different with your investment and your money, you have had to make a decision about how to do that. But don't be afraid. You've made the right choice because you're quite balanced with this and you're building up some nice, it's building up quite nicely, and the energy around this is very, it's very in tune with who you are and what it is that you're trying to do. It feels like you've been overthinking it a little bit, that your thoughts maybe are detracting from what you're trying to do a little bit. I'd advise you, or I'd ask you to try and have faith in what it is that you're creating, because the way that you're going about it is going to be fruitful for the endeavor that you're trying to build up on. It's early stages yet, so you're kind of like thinking that you just want this to be ready and to be complete as it is. It feels like it could be some kind of investment, something that you're investing in, and you just really want to reap the rewards from this straight away. But there's still a little ways to go with this. You still need to build this up a little bit. It is early days. But once the choice, once you've made the choice to go ahead in the direction that you're going to go with, just have faith and stop like trying to sabotage it before you've actually really made headway with it. It feels as though if you think you want to get, what actually might help is if you just make the choice to get some direction about this, to perhaps speak to somebody who can set your mind at ease about this, to help you with this choice. Even if you do some journaling and just throw some words out there, throw the pros and cons out there around this, just to help you get a little bit of clarity around it. Because if you can do that, just be patient with it, stop overthinking it, get a little bit of clarity around it, because what you're building up is actually, it will take a lot of energy and a lot of effort for you to build this, but once you do, it's going to be a valuable investment in whatever it is. Okay, and it is going to be very life-changing. It is early days with this. It is the beginning of something, so it looks as though something has come to an end in order for this new cycle to begin, which may be why you're kind of overthinking it a little bit at the moment. That's quite natural, to be in sort of two minds about what's happening, but just, yeah, if you do get an opportunity to talk to somebody about this, to kind of, or to offload some of these thoughts about this, try and take advantage of that opportunity. You're definitely at the beginning of a new cycle with this, so something's obviously come to an end, and now it may be that you're a little bit afraid to put things into motion or to make the choice, because whatever it was that came to an end may have actually kind of put you off a little bit and made you a little bit hesitant to commit to anything. But the thing that you're building up is a nice creative endeavor, and it is aligned with who you are, and if you can actually just take some time out to just need to clarify your thoughts around this. That's really what it feels like. So yeah, the end of one cycle, the beginning of another cycle, a choice to be made. Try and just clear your thoughts a little bit. Don't beat yourself up about having so many thoughts, but don't get lost in all these thoughts. Do take some time out to get some clarity. Do meditation or whatever it is that works for you, whether it's sharing the burden or what have you. But if you can take the time out to try and clarify your thoughts, it's going to help you during February so that you don't lose your mind. Cancer. All right, you guys as well. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. There's a message coming, and it's about some kind of also beginning a new cycle. There's a message coming to do with completing some kind of material, financial, physical cycle. It's come to an end. You guys also are kind of a little bit chained to your thoughts around this. You're a little bit you know that something's come to an end, and you know that there's going to be a new beginning coming your way, and there will be a message to help you. Whereas Gemini, you guys kind of need to go out and try and create this solution for yourselves. Cancer, be on the lookout for somebody who actually comes your way bearing some kind of news, some kind of message, some kind of clarity around your next step to do with this. Whatever it is that you've completed on this physical plane, whether you've moved recently, whether you've bought a new car, whether you've, I don't know, done something at the gym, or something to do with the material world, whether it is some kind of business endeavor as well. It feels like that's probably what it is, some kind of business endeavor for you guys. There'll be a message coming your way about this. Right now, you've completed some kind of initiatory cycle to get to where you are, to get to where you want to be in the future. So with your thoughts, you're like, yep, okay, I'm ready to move ahead, but I don't quite know which direction to take. Your thoughts are still a little bit stuck in the past regarding this, and your thought patterns are still stuck with the kind of thinking that you needed to engage in order to get to this point. So to try and now move on from what you've achieved, this is kind of what February is going to be about for you. In saying all of that, I do need you to just take some time out to reflect on what it is that you have achieved, because this is a great achievement. This is a great position to be in right now. You're in a great position in order to move ahead. Everything's everything's really well balanced. Everything feels really comfortable and secure around this. It is whatever it was that you got to get to this point was quite an endeavor to get there. So do take some time out in February to just pat yourself on the back, and don't beat yourself up about having these thoughts about, oh, okay, I'm not really quite sure what the next step is now. Just let it come to you, okay? And that's what this is going to be. It could be from literally, you know, often the court cards relate to an actual, like a young person. That's what the pages often refer to. You are going to get some kind of message that's going to help you to make some sort of sense of your thoughts, okay? It's going to come your way, so just keep an ear out or an eye out, okay? And when the message does come to you, here's the devil again, I swear. When the message does come to you from this person that's going to help you take this next stage after this cycle of completion and attainment, don't be tempted to take the easy way out, okay? When this message comes to you, it's going to basically, it's probably going to be like, okay, now the hard work really begins. So when you thought that you'd actually reached this completion and you'd put in all this hard work and that was such an effort, I'm here to tell you that actually that's just the beginning. Now's the time that the hard work's going to come, and you're going to be tempted to just kind of sit back and, yeah, I do want you to actually take this moment to congratulate yourself for where you've got to, what you've built for yourself and what you've achieved. But now the hard work really begins, because you actually just what feels like the end, what feels like attainment, is actually just the beginning of another cycle. So yeah, just be prepared that you're going to have to put in more effort to take the next step, okay? Fun times, Cancer. Fun times. Radio. Leo. You've got it all going on. All right, Leo friends, you got the Knight of Swords. He's been popping up a lot too. He's talking about going on some kind of adventure, some kind of mental adventure, Leos, some kind of mental journey that you're going to embark on. And you're also going to get some kind of message. This message for you guys is coming probably related to a relationship that you're in. Or it's going to somehow ignite your emotional reaction, an emotional response that may actually be what's making you embark on this quest. This could actually have something to do with an actual relationship with another person. You've got the Lovers card here. The Lovers often talks about the dual parts of ourself and respecting and acknowledging the yin and yang within ourselves. So whether or not the message for you in February is that you need to honor and respect the dual nature of yourself and get in touch with the dual nature of who you are, and that could be what is inspired by this message that comes your way. This could inspire your emotions regarding yourself and actually lead you on this sort of metaphysical, mental kind of quest where you try and investigate different avenues of how to actually tap into the dual aspects of yourself. Or it could just be literally a relationship that you're in, and you're going to get some kind of message from this person or regarding this relationship that's going to set your mind ablaze, and you're going to go full stream ahead into something. So if this is an offer of a new relationship, you're ready to just take, like, the horse is bolted, mate. You guys are just ready to go for it. Yeah, I think that one's pretty straightforward. Leos, you guys can be quite self-oriented. I'm not saying that in a derogatory way, Leos, you guys are the sun. You guys are the sun around which we all rotate. So this could be having to do with you recognizing in this relationship that you are actually part of a partnership and it's not just all about you. That it's, you know, your partner might be kind of calling out to you, sort of saying, hey, I'm also in this relationship, so can you give me some kind of attention? And this might be what's kind of inspired this new way of thinking, this new pathway for you to charge ahead with. Let's have a look at what the sun. So this is you guys, Leos, you guys are the sun, okay? So I would say that whatever this is going to instigate in you some kind of reflective process where you need to recognize that, yeah, you guys are part. If you're in a relationship, you need to recognize that your partner needs things as well, and that your partner isn't just there to kind of worship you guys, and that you guys are part of this duality, and your partner can bring you such great illumination about who you are if you just take it on board. Your partner and this relationship can shed great light on who you are as a person and all the different dimensions of who you are and how you relate to people. So for you guys, Leo, I would say that in February it might be nice to kind of meditate on yourself, which is, you know, Leos, this is you guys. Leos don't have any problems thinking about themselves, and it's true. It's funny, but it's true, because you guys are just so you are actually really fun and loving and nurturing and beautiful people to be around, but you guys need to have your needs met. You really need to feel as though you're being heard and seen and listened to, but just letting you know that that's true for other people as well. So maybe in February, just think about that. Just take that on board and see if you can work with that. I do love you guys. You are beautiful, and some of my best, closest friends are Leos. And the devil again, okay. Rightio, so Virgo, beautiful Virgos, you've succeeded in something, in an endeavor. You've succeeded in an endeavor. And the thing that you've succeeded in has actually shown, you've actually succeeded in a man's world. You guys have created you've created a really good financial situation for yourselves against all the odds, because you've done this in a man's world. And we've got the Seven of Pentacles and the High Priestess, and often I see the High Priestess as being kind of the underdog, because it's that part of our cosmos that has gone out of favor in our sort of patriarchal society. Sorry to have to say that, but it's true. And I often see when the High Priestess arrives that the thing that you are doing, or the thing that you're trying to do, is to achieve recognition, respect, and an advancement in a male-dominated area. So if this does relate to your employment, or if this does relate to something that's traditionally considered a male endeavor, you guys in February are going to nail it. You're going to succeed in this and reap the rewards. Again, don't be tempted to kind of to just take the easy way out in this, and don't be tempted also, it might be easy to see yourself as not being worthy, or not being experienced enough, or not having the necessary qualifications to do what it is that you want to do. And that's a self-limiting belief that you just need to get rid of in February, because it's totally not true. You're actually part of you are part of the cosmos, and without you, the cosmos can't exist as it is. Everything would be out of balance without just your atomic presence, okay? Everything that you're putting out into the world is as important and is as powerful and necessary and significant and phenomenally changing as anything that anybody else does, okay? So don't indulge in self-limiting beliefs in February, because success is there for you, and I do think that it's in some kind of area that's traditionally male-oriented or seen as being a male endeavor. And the star is here to guide you. So whether you believe in entities, spirits, ancestor spirits, energies on the other side, kind of doesn't really matter, because it's already there. It's there anyway, and it's guiding you, and it's supporting you and nurturing you, and it's giving you signs. So if you can look out for the signs in this that might actually help you to overcome this temptation to doubt yourself or to chain yourself to other people's expectations or other people's limitations, look out for the signs, because they're there for you. Okay, it might be nice if you can just take time out to acknowledge the feminine side of yourself, to acknowledge feminine power, to acknowledge all the freaking significant things that women do, like have babies. If you can take that time out to do this in February, it's going to be worthwhile, because success is here for you on the material plane. That was cool, Virgo. You go, guys. Okay, so that's it. That's the beginning of the first 6 for February. Let me just get the other 6 happening, and I'll post it in another post. So I'll timestamp these down the bottom. See ya.